thepascalshow. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal.
What's up? We still have a lot to talk about in regards to Karmelo Anthony and the Austin Metcalf case. There is something that has been circulating all over the internet as of late. I haven't gotten a chance to really do a video on it, and I do want to react to this video. A student that allegedly knows Karmelo Anthony says that he has been violent in the past, that he has been known for getting into fights. Now, here's the thing. I want to make this abundantly clear. This does not mean that Karmelo Anthony is a violent dude, that he's a murderous type of individual or anything of that sort. But at the same time, I'll be real. I know a lot of guys that have been in a fair fight or two. All right. That doesn't automatically mean that they're running around thinking about taking people out and deleting them off this planet. I just want to make that abundantly clear. All right. But at the same time, this clip, it's weird because it's not out there. It's really not out there. But I do want to share it nonetheless because, hey, here it is. He is known. This is allegedly from a student. Now, she might be close friends with Karmelo, or she might have heard things in the rumor mill because high school, they be talking, right? The rumors spread like wildfire in the internet streets and in the high school streets as well. Now, of course, I question how well does this girl know Karmelo? Is Karmelo known to maybe carry a weapon with him at school? Aside from just him getting in fights in the past, does that mean he's known to be violent in a bloodthirsty type of way? I guess that's the main question I have to this situation. And I do want to say one more time that just because he's been in fights before does not mean that he has some bloodlust. Just to be completely real. We still, like I said, don't know what truly happened here. But again, this could be very damning, extremely damning for Karmelo Anthony if they're able to use her as a witness or even use this clip as something, because this is something else. Okay, so let's take a look at this video real quick. It's short as hell. It's super short. Shoot, 16 seconds long. So let's take a look at this.
One girl that we spoke with knew Anthony pretty well, that she says, and told us this.
I'm in shock because it's like I wouldn't expect that from him. I only know him fighting and stuff, like, you know, but to take someone's life is just like a different level.
Now, here it is. Of course, yes, to take somebody's life out, to take somebody out is a whole nother level. This is absolutely crazy in my personal opinion. Of course, to find yourself in this kind of situation, whether or not it is to take somebody out, like with malicious intent, or if it's, you are literally protecting yourself and it's a self-defense kind of situation. Yes, of course, it's still terrible. Period, point blank. But at the same time, I'm wondering, I wish other kids would step forward. I wish other kids that, are of legal age would step forward and speak out. Because, of course, we have heard other students speak out on Austin Metcalf's side, basically saying, and these are kids of all different races, basically saying like, hey, Austin Metcalf wasn't a racist individual. He had a lot of friends from all walks of life, of all shades of colors. So again, we hear those pieces, but again, we haven't really heard anything as far as Karmelo Anthony's side, as far as like if he was really about that thug life or not. I think that's one of the main things that everybody's saying, right? We see in the internet streets people calling him a thug or a wannabe gangster and all that stuff, and I'm like, well, those photos, yes, they're very damning, but at the same time, did he live that life out there in the school and outside with friends in his social gatherings, or not? Then also at the same time, I keep wondering, okay, as far as these fights that went down, because she says he's known to get into fights, plural, or is there only one fight they got into? You see what I'm saying? So again, of course, we're hearing from a student. we can only take it for what it's worth for at face value, but I also see this being something that could be very, very damning for Karmelo Anthony if they don't bring this particular student in or other students to come in to explain or at least paint Karmelo Anthony in a better light, possibly, or explain the fights, because there is also rumor floating around about him having some sort of weapon on the school property in the past and all that as well. And but again, like I said, don't know if that's entirely true or not. I have yet to see anything that shows proof positive of that. But still, no matter what, the rumors are running, the rumors are going crazy, but we're also hearing from a student who believes that he's been in fights before, but it's never been to this level of violence. Again, like I said, boys will be boys. Boys will scrap. Kids get scrappy. Not every boy gets scrappy, but kids can get scrappy, especially when you're 16, 17, 18 years old. There's a whole lot of puberty pumping through those veins, okay? And there's a lot of misunderstandings and a lot of them not understanding how to control their emotions and how they feel about certain things and all that. But at the same time, well, of course, these kids should learn how to deal with their emotions. Let's be real. Okay. Conflict resolution and all that should be very relevant. Okay. Very, very prominent in these kids, and not just pull out weapons and just start poking each other with these doggone things or pew-pewing each other in these streets. But at the same time, it is very interesting that this particular student speaks out, says this, and I'm wondering where the other students are. Are they going to step forward? Are they going to speak out? Even those that are just giving a good character breakdown of Karmelo Anthony, a good character breakdown, even more character breakdowns on Austin Metcalf as well. I think those things are very important. I think that we would all like to hear a little bit more about who these kids were before this tragedy happened. Because again, she might hear one rumor and she might be spouting that rumor, or she might have seen it with her own two eyes. That is something that we have to remember that here as well. But anyway, guys, what say you? What are your thoughts on this? Again, this is very, very interesting. I really, 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 really wish that there was more information out here revolving around this. Like, this case has basically, or at least topics and conversations revolving around this particular case has gone kind of dry, which is unfortunate, because you'd hope that there'd be more information out here. Facts, not fiction, but actual facts out here about Karmelo Anthony, what led to this fight. Same thing on the other side with Austin Metcalf. What led to this fight? How did this fight go down? How are these kids? Who were these kids? Were they nice kids in school? Or were they always getting into fisticuffs with people all the time? That's the thing I'm curious about. I get it being 17 and being cocky. I get it. Being arrogant, being young and arrogant, thinking that you're invincible, that nothing can stop you. I get that part. But that should not end someone else's life. You see what I'm saying? So I am kind of curious about that as well. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Let me know what your thoughts are. Because, I mean, that's very interesting. Her saying he's known to get into fights, but to take somebody's life, that's a whole other level. I agree with her 100%. And I wonder if this clip could be very damning for the future of Karmelo Anthony. Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Hit that like button down below. Crush that subscribe button. We'll talk here soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.